We want to factor x squared minus x minus 12, which means we want to turn this into a multiplication problem. The first step is to identify a, b, and c. The a is 1, the b is -1, and the c is -12. Ultimately, we want to know the numbers that go before the x and after the x, so that when we FOIL them, we'll get back to the original. I would recommend using this organizational technique. Draw a large X and place the answer to a multiplied by c at the top of the X and the b at the bottom of the X. 1 multiplied by -12 is -12, and then the b term is -1. Now let's think of two numbers that when you multiply them, you get -12, and when you add them, you get -1. Some of you can think of those two numbers very quickly, but if you're stuck, this is what you should do next. Off to the side, make a list of all the numbers that multiply together to get the absolute value of AC. In this case, the list will be all the numbers that multiply together to get 12. 12 is 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Now that we're looking at the factors of 12, we can start thinking again about two numbers that multiply together to get -12, but when you add them, you get -1. If the two numbers multiply together to get -12, then you know one of the numbers is positive and the other is negative. If we have one positive number and one negative number, but when we add them we get a -1, that means we have more negatives than positives. So take a look at that list. If you look at the list again, you should think of -4 and +3. We're going to put those numbers over A, so that means over 1. We'll simplify those fractions, but in this case, they're already simplified. So the denominator goes in the front and the numerator goes in the back. The final answer is x minus 4 multiplied by x plus 3. You can FOIL those together to show that you get back to x squared minus x minus 12.